What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Blades with Bill. Today, we're going to be doing a full review of the Kubey Nova in titanium. Before we get into it, if you've watched this much of the video, my video, or any channel's video, do them a huge favor, give them a thumbs up. It really does help them out. It's free to you. But let's go up close, go over some of the specs, do a size comparison. We'll come back up here and I'll give you all my thoughts on it. Okay, we have a titanium frame lock, a titanium deep carry pocket clip that is set into the titanium to keep it, because there's only one screw to hold it, so it's actually secured in there pretty good. Flipper tab and a 14C 28N blade. And it is running on bearings, very smooth. Now, if you look on Amazon, they list the length for the blade as 3.7 inches. That'd be more of the just cutting edge, depending on your state and how they want to do it. Some states actually consider the blade length from tip to where it actually attaches to the handles, which would be the pivot. So this would be over 4 inches in length. Only barely, but it still would be technically, depending on how Missouri does it, this might be illegal in the state of Missouri. I just wanted to point that out because I was going over stuff and saw that and was like, I don't think that's only a 3.6 inch blade or 3.7 inch blade. So it's a 3.7 inch cutting edge, but the actual blade length is a little closer to 4 inches or a little over 4 inches, depending on the state. You do have a little pin to attach a lanyard like I have, which this lanyard was made by my wife, who has started doing bracelets and lanyards and other things in paracord, and she's on Instagram at Paracord with Chrissy 23. Feel free to follow her if you're into that kind of stuff. Or I know she's wanting to start trying to sell lanyards and bracelets and all that kind of stuff. So if you're into paracord lanyards, look her up. The knife weighs 4¼ ounces. Handles are just over 1/2 inch thick. Thickest part of the blade is a little over 1/10 of an inch. But then behind the edge, sixteen thousandths. So this does get very slicey. Do a little size comparison real quick. The Petrified Fish Victor and the Ontario Rat Model 1, which all three are pretty close in length for blade. The Rat's a little bit longer than the other two. And then you have the Rat again is just a little bit longer in handle. The Kaiser Beglighter 2. And the Cold Steel American Lawman. And again, all fairly close, especially the Beglighter and the Kubey in blade length. You get a little more handle out of both the Cold Steel and the Kubey than you do the Kaiser. The Spyderco PM2. And the Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight. And again, both are fairly close to the Kubey. The Kubey's actually longer than both of the Spydercos, but not by much. Let's go back up top and I'll give you all my thoughts on it. If you saw the video that came out yesterday for the five companies that I think need to be talked about more and people should give a look to, you would know that obviously I think this knife is incredible. For around 80 bucks on Amazon, a good size knife, well, a rather almost large folding knife with a titanium frame lock and 14C 28N, and it has good action. The detent on this knife is perfect. It really is. I did shoot a video of me slicing some cardboard or cutting some cardboard and doing some hard push cuts on wood. I'll insert that now. This knife is extremely comfortable to use. So this is not just something that it's titanium, let me go buy it and stick it in a drawer and take pictures of it and that's all it is. This is actually a really good work tool as well. The pocket clip was very comfortable while using it. The ergos of the knife, very good. And if you needed to do some kind of stabbing with this knife, your hand is locked in. The way this handle is, your hand's not going anywhere. Now, the only thing that I found that was a downside to this knife was the fact that this technically may be illegal for me to carry without it being hanging out of my pocket in the state of Missouri. I am not sure. That's where I'm not sure how most companies measure. It's not something I ever thought about. I just knew that this was supposed to be like a 3.7-inch blade, and I had something that was supposed to be just slightly longer than it, and this seemed like it was longer, so I wanted to check it. So, like I said, if they go from the pivot, this knife is just over 4-inch blade with a 3.6 or 3.7-inch cutting edge. So, again, that's one you got to be careful of. I'm not sure how your state, like I said, I'm not even sure how my own state wants to measure the length of the blade for a folding knife. But other than that, this knife has been great. It really has. Super smooth. When I got this in, almost by the time that I was done with the unboxing video, playing with it, just doing that video, it had almost broken completely. The only thing that still hadn't broken was I did end up, because if you can see the little detent ball there, until it kind of wore in a little bit of a groove on the blade for itself to run on, or at least remove the coating on the blade so it'd run a little smoother. It was making a little bit of noise. I did take and put a little bit of KPL, like barely a drop of KPL on it, and it helped with, made it a little bit smoother, but it also helped with getting rid of the little squeak that it was doing. Again, I really, for the price of this knife, I can't complain about it. Right around 80 bucks on Amazon, and you get a very, very large, well, not a very, very large, but you get a large folding knife that is very, very slicey. Yeah, it's rather thick for the blade stock, but that's actually good because they did do a little bit of a swedge here to help with the sliciness of the blade, but then as you get out here toward the tip, it does get thicker again, so it still has a little bit of that toughness. Shouldn't break the tip off, because you do have a little more toughness out there, because you do have a little bit more thickness still for the spine. I totally recommend this knife. I haven't found anything wrong with Kubey's bad enough that I would not recommend buying the knife. The other two that I had, yeah, I had to replace the pocket clips because they were poorly done. This has been perfect. It really has. It has enough tension to hold it into my pocket, but it's not so much that it makes it a pain in the ass to get in and out of my pocket. Again, check out Kubey. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified whenever I release a new video here on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at Blades with Bill. I'm on Facebook as Blades with Bill. And I have my own Facebook page, which is Blades with Bill. Feel free to follow me on all my socials. If you see one of my posts here on YouTube or on one of my other socials, feel free to comment. Stuff like comments, likes, all that kind of stuff helps on all of them to help push you up and help you get seen by more people. And I would really appreciate that. And I truly appreciate everyone that has helped me get to where I am so far. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Have a great day. Stay safe. Peace.